Nobody sees the four tabs open comparing flight prices, the ordering new bathing suits because last year's don't fit, the sunscreen reapplication at the pool. Nobody acknowledges the evenings that you are staying up late to finish the work that you didn't get done because your kids were at home. Welcome to the Sparkle Project. I'm Emily, a divorced mom of two on my own journey to shine a little brighter. This podcast is here to help you protect your sparkle amidst the chaos and impossible expectations of modern motherhood. If you're a mom ready to choose yourself and shine, you are in the right place. Let's dive in. Hey, welcome to the Sparkle Project. We are in the heart of summer here in the Northern Hemisphere. And as we are ending July, which is wild to say, and quickly approaching August, I am feeling called to take a moment to kind of reflect on where we are at. Because summer is a lot, especially when we have kids who are in school the rest of the year, and they might not be right now. Before we get into the conversation we're going to have today, I'd love for you to take a moment to think about your vision of what summer break with kids should look like. What are you doing? Who are you with? How do the days feel? Think about that for a moment. Maybe you are envisioning a summer break that looks a lot like your summer break has over the last couple months. However, there's an alternative that maybe you are thinking of something that is very different, something grander, something more fun, more exciting, more special. It might be days spent in the sun laughing with friends and family. There might be a sense of perpetual fun, but also relaxation and ease and rest woven in there. It might include pool days, extravagant family vacations, neighborhood barbecues, morning crafts with the kids. You may even have a certain aesthetic that comes to mind. Maybe it's crisp, bright days, kind of a calming vibe, or more so like the bright, vibrant colors, the just aliveness. It might be ethereal, or it might be exciting, or maybe it is this perfect mix of both. Whatever you thought of, it's safe to say that you do have some sort of vision and expectation for what summer with the kids is supposed to look like, because there is a lot of societal messaging out there about it. We are constantly told as mothers that we only get 18 summers with our kids, and we need to make the most of it. We are faced with curated photos and videos online of families enjoying summer fun that look to be straight out of a commercial. We are constantly posed the question, what are your summer plans? And it can feel sometimes like anything less than some extravagant family vacation is somehow subpar to whatever else we're doing. And here we all are sitting at the end of July. And there's a chance, a real good chance, that your summer has not looked quite as magical as it was, quote, supposed to. Maybe it hasn't actually felt different and distinct from the rest of the year. Like May just rolled into June and here we are in July and nothing's really been special about it. Or maybe it has been different, but the reality is that making that happen has been more stressful than fun or relaxing. Maybe you're here counting down the days until your kids go back to school and honestly feeling pretty guilty about it. Or maybe you're anxious about making the most of what's left. I'm sure not every one of these examples is relevant to you, but more than likely, some of what I'm saying is resonating. And there's a reason for that. For moms, summer can represent a time of amplified expectations, more responsibility, and a greater load of invisible labor. And yet it is also supposed to be fun. We are supposed to make sure our kids have a great, memorable summer. And we should enjoy it too. Today, I want to make the invisible load of summer more visible. Not necessarily to solve it, but instead to help you feel more seen and validated in your experiences. Plus, I want to offer you 3 reframes to hopefully lessen some of the pressure that you may feel. So let's start things off by talking about the mental load and invisible labor in motherhood, and kind of the special flavor that comes along with the summer season. As moms, we tend to carry a lot of the labor that is done for our families. That can look like scheduling doctor's appointments. It can look like keeping track of those appointments, signing the kids up for sports, remembering the deadlines for those signups, organizing childcare or rides to school. It can look like communicating alternate plans when those things fall through. It's buying and wrapping gifts for that school friend's birthday party. It's grocery shopping. It's remembering which of your kids likes their sandwich with peanut butter and jelly and which one only likes the peanut butter. It's helping your kids emotionally regulate and then trying to emotionally regulate yourself. And all while making sure the dishes are done and your kid has clean underwear for school tomorrow. You get the idea. Now, here's the thing, not all of this necessarily falls on moms. Every family looks different. There are dual income households, there are single income households, there are single parents raising their kids without a village, families with parents in a non hetero relationship. There are families like mine with co parents technically sharing 50% of the responsibility in two separate homes. But realistically, for the vast majority of families, the majority of the mental load and invisible labor of parenting falls on moms. A 2024 study done by the University of Bath found that on average, mothers manage 71% of household mental load tasks, while fathers handle only 37%. Again, every family is different, and the distribution of labor does not look the same in every household. But the pattern is clear. Plus, there's an expectation that moms should handle all of this stuff. We get a lot of messaging that moms should be doing the cooking and the cleaning and the hands-on raising of the kids. She is the one responsible for making sure their hair is tidy and that they are doing well in school. And even if the labor distribution in a particular family falls so that the father is responsible for more, if a ball drops, we as a society see it as reflecting on the mom. If dad gets the kids to school late, at least he got them there. Ugh, what a good dad. But mom does it. It's like, get your shit together, girl. But what makes all this labor especially notable is that it's essentially invisible. Most of the things that moms do go unnoticed and unacknowledged, especially when it's going well. The doctor's appointments are made, the lunches are packed, one kid is enrolled in dance class, and the timing won't conflict with big sister's soccer practice. It all takes labor, both physical labor in making the phone calls, driving the kids where they need to go, all of that, but also mental labor in holding it all in your head and really making sure nothing falls through the cracks. But during the summer, that invisible labor is often amplified. The kids aren't in school, at least not in the same capacity that they are for the rest of the year. Now they are being entertained at home all day, or they need alternative childcare. The structure that existed for the rest of the school year goes completely out the window. And that's even if your other responsibilities, like your job, have not changed. If the kids are home, you become the manager of the structure. Not just before and after school, but now all day, every day. Everything from making sure that they are fed at mealtime to keeping them entertained becomes your job. Potentially on top of the paying job that you are already doing. And if they can't be home with you all summer, or you'd prefer that they aren't, then that's a whole other logistical mess to figure out. Summer camps need to be budgeted for and booked. Childcare for the in-between needs to be secured. A new morning and afternoon routine created to fit the new schedules and activities. And if you're planning a family trip, someone needs to figure out how that fits into the timeline. But it's not just this amplification of the load that makes this time of year so ripe with opportunities to feel overwhelmed and honestly like you're failing. It is also the expectations of what summer should look like and the pressure that comes along with it. Here's what summer is, quote, supposed to be. First of all, it's supposed to be fun, like lots of fun. And not just like actual enjoyment, but activities that give off the essence of summer fun, right? Beach days, afternoons at the pool, time outside with family and friends. It is also supposed to be effortless and relaxing, obviously. It should be easy, breezy, full of lounging in the sunshine. You should just show up and enjoy. Everyone should be happy. And on top of that, it is supposed to be memorable. These are the summers of your kid's childhood. You've got to make the memories. You got to go on that camping trip to the national park. Squeeze in that trip 4 states away to visit family. Book the hotel with the pool and the water slides. Days spent at home just will not do. It's got to be special. And on top of this, it is supposed to be picture perfect. Because how will anyone know if you are a good mom if they don't see proof of it? It's all of this, plus that same idea that it's all your responsibility. The pressure is on you specifically. If you're a good mom, it's you who is going to be making sure that the kids are getting the summer that they deserve. Nobody sees the 4 tabs open comparing flight prices, the ordering new bathing suits because last year's don't fit, the sunscreen reapplication at the pool. Nobody acknowledges the evenings that you are staying up late to finish the work that you didn't get done because your kids were at home. A lot of the labor that you're doing in this season is in the form of planning ahead, but it's the execution alone that is actually seen. So you forget the snacks and it's like all the rest was for nothing. It can be overwhelming and exhausting and disheartening, but you can't let that show because summer is supposed to be fun, remember? It's supposed to be relaxing. No one wants a grumpy mom at the pool party. This is the load that I know so many moms are carrying right now. You might relate to most of what I've said, or maybe just some of it. But whatever in here made you feel seen, I have some reframes to share that can hopefully help ease the pressure to show up a certain way for the rest of your summer and beyond. Reframe number 1, you do not have to perform fun. When it feels like summer is supposed to be fun, it can be easy to fall into the trap of trying to make it look like you're doing it right. And outing to the pool with the kids because that's what a good mom does, even though nobody really wanted to go in the first place. It can be a very involved craft with your kids that you set up, not necessarily because you love crafting, but because you wanted to snap a picture of it to prove that you were making summer special. It can be a camping trip that you go on more because you want to be able to say that you did rather than because your family actually enjoys camping. I'm not saying don't do fun things. Of course, I want you to have fun with your family. Your kids deserve it, and so do you. But when you're making your plans, ask yourself whether you're doing something because you and your family want to do it, or because it looks like what you're supposed to do. If you lay low all summer long because that's what works for your family, there is nothing wrong with that. Despite how it may feel, there's no, quote, right way for summer to look. Now, when it does come to having fun over summer, this is where reframe number 2 comes in. You don't have to be the one to create all of the fun. Maybe your partner is responsible for planning your weekend trip. Or maybe you involve the kids' grandparents in creating special summer experiences. Maybe you choose childcare in the form of a summer day camp that offers fun activities. Maybe you spend time with other families and the adults can chill while the kids play. Or maybe you see what community events are out there that create the fun for you. All you have to do is show up. Maybe it's all of the above. You do not have to be the sole person creating all of the memories for your kids. And that leads me to the last reframe. When it comes to making sure that your kids have a memorable summer, you might want to reevaluate what you consider, quote, memorable. Sure, an extravagant vacation may be fun, but it might actually be the afternoon spent drawing chalk art in the backyard that they'll remember fondly 20 years from now. As you move through the rest of your summer and beyond, notice the difference between the labor that is actually necessary and beneficial and the labor that nobody asked for. It's okay to let enough be enough. The last thing I want to say is that I hope as a society we can move past the messaging of you only get 18 summers as a way to remind moms to make the most of every moment. Because as much as it is supposed to be an inspirational reminder, the reality is that for most moms, it really just feels like pressure. It's like, I can't screw this up. I won't get another chance at this. Actually enjoying the moment when you are thinking about some hypothetical future loss is going to be pretty damn hard. And the reality is that the whole 18 summers thing doesn't even match up with many families' realities. As someone who sees my own parents and siblings multiple times a week and has done plenty of fun things with them this summer, including an out-of-state trip with my kids, I know it doesn't all automatically stop when your kids turn 18. So let's just put that one to bed. That's where I'm going to end this thing. We've got more summer left, so let's make the most of it. In the way of doing what's best for our individual selves and families, instead of trying to make it look a certain way to live up to certain expectations outside of our homes. And while this episode was about summer specifically, because that's where we are, the messages that I have shared here apply all year long. As we wrap up, I want to remind you that the best way to support the show is to leave a rating and review. I also encourage you to send this episode to any mom in your life who is currently navigating summer break with the kids. There is probably something in here that she needs to hear too. We'll be back next week with another guest episode. Until then, enjoy your summer and keep on shining. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Sparkle Project. Loved what you heard? Share this episode with a friend, and don't forget to leave a rating and review to show your support for the show. We'll be back next week with another episode. See you then.